Welcome to Rhythm of Love, the podcast. I'm Clarence.
And I'm Yalonda. We celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary by writing a book together about what it took to get us here.
And in this podcast, we go deeper and break down what we learned along the way. We hope you enjoy and engage.
Comment, share, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say about what it takes to make relationships last.
Yes, we will.
Hey, welcome to the newest season of Rhythm of Love
Podcast.
Yeah, we are in Madrid.
On location, yes. This is how we're kicking off season 2. On location in Madrid, hanging out, spending time with one another.
The swanky, posh environs we have here.
It's not our studio. This is NYX
Hotel.
Yeah, NYX in Madrid. Yep, it's a hotel in Madrid that we're staying at. We got our man
Hamza,
who has been helping us all week long. You might see his face on the screen now. Say hello to Hamza. But we've been hanging out this swank new, almost like a nightclub kind of hotel.
Yeah, you know, because that's how we are. We got zebra print in our hotel room.
Yes, we do.
We got a record wall over here. It's like art all throughout the hotel that has been commissioned by different local artists here in Madrid.
So it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. So I guess we can kind of give you guys a review of the city.
Yes. So this is our last day here. We are flying back tomorrow. So far, what have we done?
So first I had to work. So that was the very first thing we did was I had to work for a couple of days at the job that pays the bills. So
yes,
we did that for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, the conference that they were running here.
I did a lot of talking. I talked every day for 5.5 hours. And as much as you guys think I like to talk, trust me, I could talk for 5.5 hours for 3 days in a row. I was tired of talking.
Especially after having just done it 2 weeks ago in another city.
Just did it 2 weeks ago in Denver, correct. Yeah. So we did that.
All his coworkers love him and me by extension. They were like, oh, reading you with open arms. It's so great to meet you, finally.
So they were very cool, very cool.
Yes, shout out to them.
So then we checked into our hotel and we went out to, got on the subway.
Yes, we've been metroing this whole time that we've been in Madrid because we like that. You know, why Uber when you can just hang out with the people on the metro? And let me tell you, the metro was packed. The subway was packed. It's a single time. Morning, evening, night.
It didn't matter. It was packed.
Packed. Sunday, Saturday, Friday.
Didn't matter.
Packed.
So, and it's quiet. Nobody making a lot of noise on the subway.
Yeah, they're chilling. They follow the rules.
That's the first time I told Yolanda that I felt overwhelmed with Spanish because all the signs are in Spanish. And it's not that I have not seen that, but when you're in a situation where you see Spanish stuff kind of mixed with some English stuff and you kind of know some Spanish words, your brain is working overtime to try to figure all of this out. And it could be tiring trying to figure out. It wasn't like when we saw Arabic or French or some other language where you could kind of look at it and say, I don't recognize that, so I can ignore it.
And anytime they had any English, it was like tiny, tiny print. Like, oh yeah, it might be some English speakers here that don't know what this stuff is, or non-Spanish speakers.
But it was
no English.
But it was very cool.
Yes, it was cool. We had to get help from one person to actually put money on the subway card. Well, that was the one thing we could not figure out what we were doing wrong. And it was just that our card wasn't processing. We were following all the steps, but it never charged the card. So anyway, she was so helpful because I'm like pushing the button to get help from, some magical place. So I push the button, it's all loud. It's like, how can I help you? In Spanish. And I'm like, habla inglés.
That thing was so terrible.
So some ladies walking by while I'm yelling it to the speaker. So she's like, do you need some help?
Yeah, sure.
Quick, clearly you need help.
So The first day we did that, we rode down to this plaza.
Yes, the Plaza Mayor in Seoul. So we walked around Seoul, we walked around Plaza Mayor.
Seoul is kind of
Like a neighborhood.
like a neighborhood. Yes, that's a perfect description. It's like a neighborhood, and it's a train stop right there. Although they didn't tell us to go there, but there's a train stop right there.
Yeah, and it's in the city center. In fact, the train station they told us to go to is the Gran Via. And the Gran Via in Madrid is like Chicago's Michigan Avenue, kind of. Yeah. So it's just shopping.
Rodeo Drive, high-end shit.
Yeah, it's so right. One end has the really high-end shops, and then you can get to, the Victoria's Secret and the H&M.
Right.
Which is like so many stores that we recognize.
Yeah.
The world is really small.
Correct.
It's like you can go anywhere and see stores that you recognize. And when we went to Thailand, we didn't see that many stores.
A couple, but not as much.
Here, it's like almost every store is something that we see in America.
Correct. So then we got something to eat at this place that sells churros.
Yes, the Chocolateria de San Guinness.
Yes.
Had churros and a mug of chocolate. Let me tell you, this is the place.
I think we got pictures of it. We're going to show you some pictures.
We'll show you what we had. Yes. This is the place for me because I love chocolate and they love chocolate. These are my people. I didn't even know. They will chocolate up everything. I had a chocolate waffle while I was here. Clarence could have had, when they serve you ice cream, they're like, do you want your cone lined with chocolate? And they have a faucet, and they just run the chocolate into your cone and then put the ice cream in.
The chocolate is big here.
Oh,
it's everywhere. We saw lots and lots and lots.
So much chocolate.
Yeah.
Why are we not going home with any? Because we have to figure that out.
I'll figure that out. So we did that. Then we went and got some tapas.
Yes, definitely. Spain, you got to get that.
With your tapas. And
we did that in Seoul as well.
Yeah, and all of this is day one. So if what? Oh no, we didn't get tapas.
We didn't get tapas the first Italian. We got Italian. We got Italian. Clarence was hungry and cold. And it was raining the first night we were here. We're just roaming around because we'll get into why we're roaming around and not like going directly to a place in a minute. But he was like, let's just, and I was like, he was just like, I can't help, I'm like looking on the phone and like, oh, let's try this place. And we went far out of Seoul into the old city. Right. And, it was a place that was highly rated for tapas. You go inside, it's packed and jammed. It's, eclectic. It's jumping. It's like my type of place. And I'm like, we got to eat here. This looks like the food is going to be so good. And of course, we need a reservation. At that point, Clarence just sunk it to his jacket. It was like, I'm dying. We need food. So like the first place we saw, we had passed an Italian place.
Yes, and we went back
to the Italian place. Right? And Italian food was really good. It was
excellent. Yes, excellent. It was excellent.
It's really good.
So, we got good food there.
Yes.
And then we had the chocolate stuff. And then
chocolate, churros, yes. And then we came back.
And so then we took another trip down to kind of the same area, more of a sightseeing trip this time.
Yes.
We were in the day. It was because that's the first time we went. It was at night. The second time we went, it was during the daytime.
Yes.
So we got a chance to see, the
El oso y madroño.
Sure. She got
the
cover names.
The bear and the madroño tree.
Yes, we saw the bear, and you're supposed to rub the bear's butt.
Yes.
In fact, if you look at the statue, you can see the bear has his butt kind of rubbed off because people kept rubbing on.
Yes, but it's very high. It's not easy to rub the butt. So you also saw that some people could only reach the foot.
So they can tell me a foot. So
it's supposed to be good luck for your time in Madrid.
We did that. We saw several plazas. We saw the palace. We saw where the museums are.
Yeah.
We saw, just things like that. Just to kind of see.
We didn't really go in any place, but we just kind of walked around to get, more of a feel for the city during the daytime.
did, you know, a little bit more food. That's when we had the tapas.
Yeah, we had tapas that night.
Sangria from
More sangria. We had sangria the first. Oh yeah.
On the
So we're
market?
gonna have sangria at El Mercado de San Miguel.
which is this crazy market. You guys check out the footage. And it was so crowded in there, but they had so many.
Ooh, so many delicacies. I wish I could have just stayed there and gone from stall to stall to stall and got one thing, but it was so crowded. You stand in line. We just got we got empanadas.
Empanadas and sangria. Shout out Doc Chris Reich, who did. He said that's what he fell in love with sangria,
When it came to it.
which was excellent sangria. I enjoyed it, and I'm not a big drinker, and it was very, very, very good sangria. We were going to try to get to the Real Madrid football game, but the tickets was sold out, and our concierge Hamza tried to get us some tickets, but those were $450 a piece. And I told 450 euros a piece, which is like $500, if not $600.
Yeah. Too much.
Too much. Didn't matter. It didn't matter.
So we were like, we're not that big football players.
No.
We just wanted the experience, but you know, it didn't work out for us.
We bounced on that. So he bounced on that. And then we had our next day where we did, we tried to stay local, and we ended up in a park.
We did.
What's the name of the park?
El Retiro Park.
It's like the equivalent of Central Park. So it's, the huge park in the middle of the city.
Green place in the middle of the city.
And they had everything there. I mean, it was more people out there enjoying that park on a Sunday afternoon
Than we've ever seen enjoy anything.
Running, just taking pictures, just family time, just walking, just, no specific like a structured activity. Yeah, it's just people hanging out, enjoying a nice, I would say warm, tropical, but a nice mild winter day. Yes, a very mild winter day is what they were out there enjoying. So
We were out there enjoying it right along with
yeah,
them.
y'all see the pictures. So here's the pictures. So
Yes.
Yolanda was trying to school me on angles. She got a whole set of Instagram pages that give you some angles on how to take pictures and how to make them look nice. So I had to watch the photos and
Watch the video.
watch the video. So I like
Tried a few of the.
so we tried a few of the techniques. And so, then we kind of came back, and we got started shut it down because we got an early flight tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So we got to leave the hotel at around 6:45, 7 o'clock in order to make it there on time. So that's kind of a quick recap of what we did here. I would say highly recommend. I would say recommend.
Recommend.
That's perfect.
It's not one. It's I want to say it's like a favorite city.
Right.
Top 10 city.
But I would say recommend, because Bangkok was still better.
Yeah. But
Bangkok was.
yeah, I mean, we can name a few cities.
There were a few cities that were bad. Like it's certainly worth the trip.
It's definitely worth the trip. Yes.
So
If you have a list of 20 places you want to go,
sure, you
Madrid
can
could
add
be
it.
on 20.
For me, it could be on the list.
Yes.
So right now we are filming in like a conference room at our hotel, and you can look out there. We're gonna give you some footage of the hotel, but we wanted to make sure that we pass along some thoughts we might have on traveling together as a couple.
Yes. But first, we're going to start with traveling while black.
Traveling while black. Yes, that's a perfect segue. Traveling while black.
Yeah.
So my observation, and it's strictly mine, and it's strictly an observation, is when you in the United States, and even when you travel while black, you see other black people, and there is a general recognition of one another, especially in the spaces where there's not a lot of diversity, where there's not a lot of us. So
You get the nod.
there's a general recognition.
Yes.
When you get here, you don't have this. You don't have it.
One lady gave me a very knowing and long-held eye contact and smile. Like, I see you.
So, but that was not one person gave it to me. So I'm glad she got it, and one person gave it to me. and essentially, you know, they don't. This is my opinion, my opinion. They don't, you know, they don't identify on that level. They you know, on a I'm black and you're black kind of level.
All the people, all the darkly melanated people, need to hang together or have some type of.
They still really identify culturally by where they're from. You know, so you know, even the times that we've gone other places, people never initially say,
I'm black.
We're black. They usually say,
where are you from?
Where you from? Whether it's Nigeria or Ethiopia or South Africa or wherever you might be from, that's what you tend to identify with. And the moment we open our mouths, we are American, which is an odd thing.
Which is, they see Americans a lot, but they don't see too many of us.
Right. So they and they immediately like, oh my God,
like American.
We thought you might be Jamaican. I heard people say that. So
Jamaican, British, they expect us to be,
So it has been an experience of traveling while black, but they didn't give us any issue. We didn't have any issue. We did have a woman take a really long time to serve us in the tapas place, but I'm not sure what that is all about.
If it was busyness or what, she did serve the people right next to us.
She served the people to our left and behind us who came in after us first.
She did.
But
as soon as Clarence got her attention, she wasn't like.
Yeah, she came over and he didn't have no problems.
After that, she came back to us. And then also I tried to get a napkin from an ice cream stand. And the lady, I was trying to get 2 napkins, okay? I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. There was a woman waiting in line, but I just, like, can I get the napkins real quick? So the lady was fine. She was like, oh, yeah, go ahead. The woman, oh, my gosh. First, she wanted to act like she didn't know what I was saying, because I don't know napkin in Spanish. I could have said papel, but, paper, what is that? So, I asked the kind lady who clearly knew English next to me if she, can you tell her I'm trying to get napkins? Because what was looking at me like, I don't know what you're saying. And I don't want to give you nothing. And then even once the lady, the guest, the customer, tried to explain to her what I wanted, even then, stack of napkins like this, 2 of them right next to each other. She pulled off one. It was like, here you go. And with that look on her face, like, please. Girl, you work at an ice cream stand.
It's a napkin.
It's a napkin. It's not coming out your paycheck. Anyway.
So other than that, we didn't have, we've not had any issues here or anywhere that I think that we've been that have we had any major issues for that reason.
No,
okay. Never. So keep that in mind.
That is safe. It's
safe to travel.
I don't know. People do those Instagram reels and things on social media where they have issues, but we haven't had that situation.
All right. So we came up with 2 or 3 things. We got a lot of things actually that we wanted to make sure we mention.
We gonna have to.
So I'll pick one. We'll do 3 apiece. Yeah. 2 or 3 apiece. So you go ahead. You start off with the first one.
Okay. So we just want to talk about how it is traveling together. The 2 of us and what it's like. And so first of all, packing.
You got to make some decisions. This is where it starts out. You got to make some decisions on who's going to do what and how they're going to do it. So talk about your first. Packing.
So packing, I need to start packing well in advance. I have made the mistake in the past, and my younger self waiting to the last minute to pack almost made us miss a plane one time with the lack of preparation. So I give myself plenty of time. I just start thinking about what my outfits are gonna be, what my jewelry is gonna be, blah blah blah. I need to bring multiple pairs of shoes because I can't wear the same shoe 2 days in a row. Just my feet will just not, they can be the most comfortable shoes in the world, but that next day, my foot is gonna find the thing that is uncomfortable about that shoe.
Princess and the P, for sure. Princess and the P.
for sure. So yes, I gotta bring multiple shoes. So I've learned not to overpack. I would do that. And when I go with my girls and we have multiple things planned in a day, I do tend to overpack still. But with my baby, I know we just gonna hit it and quit it and, you know, bring one dress up outfit for each of us.
Good to
We
go.
like do something. So yeah.
I don't make her pack for me. I pack for myself. And for the most part, no matter where I'm going, it takes me about the same amount of time to pack, which is about 45 minutes. I need everything I need. I might have to, if I don't have to wash, then it may take me a little bit longer. But for the most part, I can get myself packed up in about 45 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours if I really got
A lot of things to consider.
But I know I usually can get away with one, maybe two pair of shoes, and that's it. Yeah.
The shoes you wear on the plane and one in the suitcase.
Right, and that's it. So, all right. So, make sure you know your packing capabilities and don't get yourself all stressed out over it. So it's my turn.
Yes.
All right. So, you got to figure out how you're going to plan your days, whether they're going to be, you know, well thought out. We're going to do X, Y, and Z, or if they're going to just be, we're going to be spontaneous and kind of let the city take us where it goes. So, you know, I am more of the let's plan it out so we can do a few things. She's more of the let's feel the heart of the city. See, I knew that's what you was going
to do. Or like get here and talk to people who live here.
Right.
And say, where should we go? What should we do? And yeah, the most I might do in advance really is like check TripAdvisor, and maybe if some tickets need to be purchased, might purchase tickets.
Correct. But you know, it's after all of this time, I have appreciation for both.
Yeah,
there's value in both.
In both, because we have been where we have been overscheduled. And even if you're not overscheduled, just the fact of having to get up and be out the door at a certain time to chase of your trip.
Because you paid.
Sometimes you just want to lay in the hotel and not rush out. So yeah.
I'm good.
And this trip has been like, we haven't gotten.
So I worked all week, so I didn't have nothing planned because I just was tired, and I just was like, if we could just relax and do some resting, I will gladly follow you around as you. So this is the way I thought about it in my head. I thought about this specific analogy. Some people map I'm going to start here and I'm going to end here. Mm-hmm. Whereas other people walk and at every intersection they decide which way they're going to go, left or right or straight. And you know, so I'm typically that person who says we're going to here. And you're typically walk down here and then look around and say, let's go that way. That's right. Let's go that way. So that's the way I kind of processed it. And this time, that's exactly what we did. Yeah. I said, wherever you want to go.
Yes, we'll just go. And like I was saying, we had some spots because I got a chance. There was someone at your conference who is from here, and she gave me a list of spots.
Right.
And then when we got here, we talked to the concierge.
Yes.
He told us some stuff. And then while we were out shopping,
you ran into somebody else.
So one of the women, the shopkeepers, I asked her, and she had the recognition, and she gave us some spots. So we have some like general areas to go to, or if you go to this area, here are the things that you could do while you're here.
We did a lot of circle, like, you know, it wasn't we're gonna do this and then this and then this and then this. It was kind of this. It's kind of like we're gonna walk around, and we would get to places and be like, she said, let's try this other place, and we realized we got to walk directly back from the direction we just came. But you know, so she said it before we talked about it. You know, if you're gonna be on the spontaneous, then be graceful on the spontaneous, even if you're not that spontaneous kind of guy.
And I think you did a good job.
That's right.
Because you are not a spontaneous.
Not all the time, right?
Yeah.
This was all
to the extent, right, that we were spontaneous on this trip. So I think we both had a good time.
Yes. All right. What else?
What else we have? We have like
nightlife.
There's a couple things. Yeah, nightlife. versus early to retire. Like, I guess our list we put together was kind of like, know who you are on the trip, especially when you're traveling with your mates. Know who you are and know who they are.
Cool.
And get to figure out how you're going to compromise because, I would prefer to see the nightlife.
So she burned it up. She burns it up.
And, he's more like, okay, we've had a day. Let's go back to the hotel at a reasonable hour and just chill.
We'll go out a couple of times.
Yeah.
But, some people get out of the house and just want to do everything they possibly can because they're out of the house and out, in some place else to do it. We went to Vegas one time and just went until finally I said, I can't go no more. I got to go to bed. And, I'm just
and that's
tired.
The first time. When we went to London, we did everything we could possibly do.
So,
in life.
huge difference though. When we went to London.
We were much younger.
We were much younger when we went to London. I wasn't even 30 when we went to London.
We even took a day trip to Paris while we were in London.
Correct.
A day trip, walked around the entirety of the downtown of Paris. We went to the Louvre, we went to the Eiffel Tower, we went
all those
to
places.
the Champs-Elysees, we did all the things.
In one day.
In one day. It had to get back on the train and come back to London.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we won't go that far.
Right. So hold on before you go to it, bro.
Okay. It's your turn.
Wondering so it's be recording. Because I got no indicator.
Right?
All right. So it's me for the next one?
Yes.
All right, let's see what we got here. We've been writing these things down. All right, so
yeah, it's on the reverse.
Yes, everything else is on the reverse, and we could do a bunch of stuff. I'm a little bit taller, so you got to make sure you plan for window seats and aisle seats and things like that. Yalonda likes the aisle. I like the window.
He likes right. In terms of of horizontal, but in terms of where in the plane,
I like the emergency exit row.
Emergency exit.
I don't even like. I have to be emergency exit row for long flights. Short flights, I'm okay. So the way this flight is going is we're going back from Madrid to JFK and then from JFK back to DC. And the DC to JFK flight is about an hour and a half. So that's fine. I don't care where I sit on that plane. But the Madrid flight is 8.5 hours. I need some place where I can stretch out my legs, and just sitting on an aisle is not enough.
Right, because you can only stretch out the
one leg at a time, right? So
you got to keep pulling it in for
people coming up and down the aisle. So I need an emergency exit row because I can't afford first class or pods just yet, and I'm not sure I'll ever be able to afford them. I'm 53 at this point, so I'm not sure that I'll ever get there.
We put it on our bucket list. At least once we should class. I know. Say you're going to plan it the year before and just keep socking money away.
It costs as much as it costs Nathan to go to college for a semester.
Jesus. Well, it depends on where you're going, right?
Yeah, of course, everything depends on where you're going. But like that trip to Bali, I looked up the price of the ticket for the pods. That was $10,000 round trip.
Yeah, that would have been Bali. I was just saying first class. I wasn't saying the pods. I'm not gonna go that hard with the pods. I'm okay.
$10,000 each person.
Yeah, that's insane. That's just some things you just shouldn't. You just unless you like a billionaire, just like why waste your money? It's just the flight. But really, the idea is to get there and have a good time.
Right. So. Shout out to Brax because that's Brax's thing. Getting there should not limit what you do there. Spend as little as you can to get there, and spend as much as you can while you're at. That's Brax. That's why he was Spirit, which is going bankrupt, by the way, Brax. If you watch this, it's not no fault of yours because you definitely contributed.
You've been holding them back.
You definitely contribute. You and Prodigy contribute to. So, all right, this could be the last one. Which one you got?
I don't know. We already talked about that, we like to see how the people live. That's why I like to ask people, to give us recommendations. Like, what do the people who live here do? Not necessarily the touristy things.
So, and we haven't really had a chance to get into the people stuff here because we just didn't have that kind of time.
But I mean,
we just saw a few things.
I feel like we were doing what the people do because everywhere we went, the people
were there.
I mean, like that was the park. We were talking about how even so, like everywhere we Grandia, everywhere we went, and I don't know if it's just so many people in the city of Madrid, and it's like a small space and just so many people. But it was always crowded. The people here do what is,
It's city living.
Yeah.
It's real city living. They move around in the city. You see some cars, but, everybody's on the subway.
Metro, they're
living, this city living. One of the observations, and I said this to you yesterday, which is, one of the things that as you're walking in the city, I heard Spanish, I heard French, I heard German. I don't know if I heard Italian,
Asian,
but you hear a bunch of different things. And what you realize is one of the reasons why people who live in cities tend to be a little bit more progressive about their relationships and their politics is because they're around so many diverse people so close to them in such close proximity.
Yeah. You have a clear idea from childhood if you grow up in this
what it's like to be
around
there's going to be different people around you.
Yes.
Whereas rural areas
everybody's the same. They kind of believe the same. They all go to the one church in town. They all went to the one high school in town or whatever. Yeah. So the people are much more like you. And unfortunately, as humans, what we don't know, we fear.
We fear.
As opposed to just respecting the fact that,
these
people are different.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So I thought that was an interesting observation. Just something, random that I came across because in America, we very rarely see those kinds of things, especially the languages part. We might see the people, but the languages take it to a different level.
Yeah. Because that was another point you were making about, in America, you can fly 6 hours and basically you can eat the same food, see this, generally the same people. It may be, some slight cultural differences, but you're basically still in America. Whereas these people fly 6 hours.
They're in Dubai.
It's complete, everything different, language difference, culture different.
They're in Moscow. They fly 6 hours. They're in Moscow. They're in Dubai. They're in New Delhi.
Yeah.
So they're.
So it's a whole different.
Might be so they're gonna fire you. So.
But one thing I noticed, a small thing, is the shoes. And I don't know if it's because we were riding the metro, but even when we were out walking around, like people are not hung up on the most expensive tennis shoes. It was just like shoes. It was just shoes, mostly comfortable shoes for all the walking that they do.
Oh, cigarettes. Lots of cigarettes over here. Lots of cigarettes.
People are still smoking cigarettes. And not so much weed, even though we saw a lot of cannabis shops.
I saw a lot of people smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, and I think they have some limits on the amount of THC that could be in any product. So, like at home, it's just weed smoke everywhere now. But then more, and not more than 25 years ago when we lived in Zurich.
Correct.
Not more than that. So it has probably come down over time, but still more cigarette smoke than we've been used to in a long time.
So, but I think we didn't want to talk out of that.
No, but I just want to give a huge shout out to our lovely Elizabeth, who is Simone's support staff / big sister.
Big sister.
Because we wouldn't have been able to be here without her. So shout out to you, and shout out to Dala, we have 2 regular support staff now. So she comes during the daytime.
Yes, she does in the daytime. So we appreciate you guys. All right, we will be back. Make sure if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We would appreciate it. Every time, if you got comments,
we try to respond to every comment.
We try to comment to every comment. If you got comments about some of your experiences traveling abroad and you wanna comment below, let us know. If you want it, you can even go a step farther. If you want to email us a video of you talking about some of your experiences, send us that.
Yes, we'll air it. We'll put it in the next stream or on a IG. Also, if you have comments about what it's like traveling with your mate and the things that you have had to work through to have your successful travels.
So we're looking forward to it all.
Yes.
This is the kickoff of the second season.
Yeah.
And we got some new segments lined up. We're gonna hope you enjoy them, and we're looking forward to the next few weeks. Or I'm not sure exactly how many we're gonna do, maybe 20, but we're looking forward to some weeks
to spend some time with y'all. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good night. Goodbye.
We hope you've enjoyed another exciting episode of Rhythm of Love, the podcast, hosted by Clarence and Yalonda Lewis.
Theme song by Kendra R.
Book graphics by Rihanna Denise.
More information is available at cYLentertainment.com.
Please join us on Sunday nights for our live stream on twitch.tv/DJC Sharp.